What's going on YouTube? What's going on Fragrance Connoisseurs? So we are here with another video and we have a special guest today. And right after we just give you a short musical start, we will get started with the spring fragrances and I will introduce our special guest. Stay tuned. What's up? What's up, everybody? We got one person over on the IG side. We have a few starting on the side of YouTube. I know this is one of the off nights, but this is Tuesday night. Welcome, everybody. Starting first in the building is my man IBG, and the scent of the day is Regalian Istanbul Ham. Never tried that one before, but that sounds like a good one. We also got Domain Cologne in the building. And we got Nate the Great in the building. So Nate the Great, my son, and he said that he hasn't sprayed anything today. Wow. And he is a 20 to 30 to 40 spray person. So interesting that he didn't spray anything today. But we got some good things coming for you, Miss Christine Kowalski. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am. New here. Yes, and I think we just subscribed to each other on another live. Was it a Dedrick or a Tazo? It was one of those other lives. But welcome to Fragrance Connoisseurs channel. And I think we're going to have a good one because we're going to have fragrances for the spring from a male and female perspective. And we got everybody saying hello. And then Christina's Aqua DGO. Great, great, great. So we are going to introduce our special guest right after. But for first thing I will say is my scent of the day is from Spirit of Dubai. It's a Barrage. And this one to me is kind of like a modern fougere. I believe it is named as a woody sheeper, but it has the lavender, it has the woods and the oak moss. And to me, it comes off as a modern fougere with a slight touch of powdery elegance to it that I believe comes from violet. It's not one that has iris or orris root. But this one is an exceptional fragrance from Spirit of Dubai. Can't go through all the notes because it has over 20 notes, 30 notes with Spirit of Dubai. Does that in their fragrances. A great fragrance if you want to get your nose on a modern take on a fougere that is elegant. It's mixed really well. Starts off with the citrus and black pepper and pink pepper. Then it goes into a floral heart and then a nice base. And that is my scent of the day. So we'll go through the man scent of the day is Sauvage Elixir. And we got Persephone's dad in the house. And everybody, Sauvage Elixir, it is great. Now we'll go Mr. Clark. I thought I had you. For some reason, it's not. There you go. Oh, there's Professionals. There's Mr. Clark. Welcome, sir. All right. We are going to Silencer. Welcome as well. And Persephone's dad, scent of the day, is Montel's Oud Amazing. We're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a special guest today. It is Tashera, and the name of her channel is The Sillage of Tashera. And Tashera dives into the enchanting world of fragrances where each scent tells a story. From luxurious niche perfumes to timeless classics, she shares in-depth reviews, top recommendations, and personal insights to help you find your signature scent. Welcome to the stage, Tashera.
I'm
Hey.
I'm
You could give a little more enthusiasm, like, hey, how you doing?
I'm feeling like I'm on the stage right now, so I'm a little shy. But hi, hi. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. It's good to have you.
Yes.
And just to kind of go into it, I subscribe
hmm
to a whole lot of people. I watch
hmm
a whole lot of people. And because I watch mainly just fragrance reviews and videos, a lot of new people come into my feed every once in a while. And I definitely click on them. And I definitely try to subscribe and watch and see what they're talking about.
hmm
So that's how I met Tashera. Got in the channel, saw some of the great fragrances that she was talking about, left the comments, and then from there asked her if she would be interested in coming on the channel. So,
Yeah.
what would be the first thing you would want to say to all the people that are here?
The first thing I would want to say, well, I've loved perfumes for a very long time. One of my first jobs, I worked at a fragrance counter. I was 17. So I think my love started before that. My sister had a small collection, and whenever she was gone, I would play with it. My first scent memory, I was 2. I
Wow.
vividly remember my mother smelling powdery, and that scent stuck with me forever. I've actually been on the chase for a scent that reminds me of whatever it was that she wore. Yeah, so that's what I want to say.
Okay.
hmm
Good. I got to clear something up.
Yeah.
Scent Bubble said, "Are you still with my woman?" He is talking about a scent, and that's Vetiver Sensual by Mancera. So
Mm.
let's get that clear. Um, so we got Scent of the Day Jubilation 25. Just a quick thing. So you talking about the first scent memory is at 2 years old. How did you start kind of your YouTube journey and start reviewing
Okay.
on the channel?
So I always had a small collection, but it was only about 5 to 10 fragrances. During the pandemic, I saw a lot of talk about a perfume, and that was called Baccarat Rouge. So I went to Saks to smell it, and I fell in love. Instant. I purchased it. And on my way out, I stopped at the Byredo counter and I smelled 2 fragrances, and I fell in love with one, and I bought that the next day, and I bought the third like sometime after that. And then I somehow ended up on YouTube watching people talk about fragrances all the time. And I
Right.
felt like I had something to add to the conversation. But I would find myself on Fragrantica as well, like reading reviews, leaving reviews. I probably left over 200 reviews on Fragrantica. And then I said, you know what? It's time to get on YouTube. But I was always like nervous about it. Like, do I want to like prop up a camera and start talking to a camera? Like, and I had been talking about it for about 6 months. And then I finally said, okay, I'm going to do it. And I uploaded my first video in January. So it's been 3 months now. And my channel has been growing kind of fast. Yeah.
So you just started in January. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So you're growing really quickly. I
Yeah.
think you already have over like 1.5 thousand.
It's like almost 1.7 right now, about
Nice.
1,700. Yeah. hmm
Nice. Yeah, I didn't go that quickly.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know what? To be honest, my first video I uploaded was in 2019, but it was more so based on fashion because I love
okay.
fashion. I work in fashion. And I got scared and I deleted it after like 2 weeks. And I didn't upload again until this year, January, focusing on fragrances because that's what I'm really passionate about now. And yeah, it's been moving. Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Now I have this one up because this is one that I did see a video that you despise velvet
Oh,
because there
what?
was
Who's that?
video
Silencer?
when you were going through. So Silencer is obviously a
How does
subscriber
he know that?
and obviously watches, and I know as well that
Yes.
you do not like the
Oh,
velvet that is
no.
on some of the older perfume bottles from Jerjoff.
It
Cecile
makes
also has velvet as well.
the feel of the fabric makes my skin crawl. It makes me cringe. Like I feel so uncomfortable. I can't stand it. Ugh.
So I had to leave that up because I know I remember that
That's
video well.
funny. That's funny that you said that. Yeah.
There you go. Yep, and we got Sky High Hicks. Welcome, welcome. And let's see. So we got everybody saying hello, and we got Rockboy T in the building. So I want to say, what to you describes kind of like a spring fragrance or a spring scent? Do you have kind of fragrances that you only wear in certain
Yeah.
seasons,
Yes.
or yeah? So yeah, give us that
Spring
understanding.
for me is something light, fresh, easygoing, not too complicated. I don't want to wear something like dense or gourmand. I'm not really a fan of gourmand. I say that a lot. Um, I don't want to wear something too heavy in the heat or in warmer weather because I feel like that makes me hot.
Okay.
It adds to the heat. I don't want something that's cloying or that's going to
Mhm.
make me feel sticky. But again, wear whatever you like whenever you like.
We got Goldie Smellgood, and he's another reviewer. I
Hey,
think Goldie
Goldie.
Smell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
actually
Goldie.
been
Yeah,
on your channel
he's
because I
funny.
can't believe
He's
that's
funny.
the coolest man
Yeah.
in Fragcom. Yeah, bruh, Goldie
Yeah.
smell good.
Yeah. Yes.
And plus, I need to drop my voice about 2 or 3 octaves to get there. I'm just I don't have natural that deep. But
Mhm.
yeah, so Goldie's here in the house. We got Sally Knows It All. And like I said, so Scent IRL, welcome, sir. Questo Fresh is in the house too. Yeah, Silencer say he does. He watches faithfully. So that was an easy one as far as
Oh, yeah,
knowing you don't like.
he's a silent subscriber. I'm not familiar with him. He's he's a ghost subscriber.
But anybody that knows that you can't stand Velvet is definitely someone who is watching the channel.
I know. When he said that, I said, "Oh, he's paying attention."
So I know we talked backstage, and basically it has
Yeah.
been kind of I would say the story for a lot of people, myself
Hmm.
included, that once COVID happened, we just ramped it up. Now, I had a few fragrances, probably about 20.
Hmm.
Um, and then right before COVID, my son, Nate the Great, introduced me to niche. And
Um,
so I started buying niche fragrances right before COVID started. And when COVID started, I just went to the next level
yeah.
and didn't have as much to do, stuck in the house. Internet was available, fragrances were
And
plentiful. So is that kind of from what you said? I guess that was kind of your story as well.
yeah, that's basically what it is. And then, but I also like that that happened because before, like, it was very, this smells good. I like this, but I wasn't really paying attention to notes or anything like that. But after diving deep into it and recognizing notes, it's easier for me to pinpoint what I like. So now there are specific notes that I can identify as soon as I smell something. And that's funny because I recently saw someone say they hate when people say, "Oh, I can smell ambroxan, I can smell cherry." I can smell those things. And that lets me know, like, if I'm going to like something. So, for instance, I would buy fragrances with tuberose, thinking that like they smell good, but as I sat with them and used them, I started to not like them. So that made me know that, okay, maybe tuberose isn't a note that I really do actually like. I started to hate that note, but actually I do like it, but it has to be done in a certain way. When it goes to smelling like bubble gum, no, I can't do it.
Right. And
So yeah,
yeah, usually tuberose does have kind of that jammy, sweet kind of
yeah,
thing that
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
doesn't like. So I forgot to ask, and I need to ask, scent
yeah,
of the day. What is
yeah.
your scent of the day?
I've been waiting for you to ask, honestly. You took too long. You took too long. This is Tom Ford Soleil.
Oh, wow,
So
okay.
everyone gravitates towards Soleil Blanc, and I like it. I don't love it. It's a little bit too beachy and simple, but this one, I think this is gorgeous. This is fresh. It has white florals. It's kind of creamy. It has vanilla. It's not too heavy on the vanilla, but it also is a bit spicy. I think this smells so good. I wore this to work today, and
Okay.
usually when I come home, I shower and I wear something else, but I wanted to keep it going, so I'm wearing this tonight too. It smells so good. I just picked this up this past weekend from Sephora, and oh, someone says, I love Soleil Christine. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
good. I think this is the best Tom Ford scent, honestly. I have others, but I don't wear them. But this one, I think this one is slept on. And if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. It's so good.
That Christine Coyote, she also has a YouTube channel, so she's a reviewer as
Okay.
well, and
Okay.
obviously she likes that. I will say, everyone, yes, please smash the like button. We appreciate that. And Mr. Bashan Johnson, welcome, sir. So that was your signature scent.
No, my
Well, that
scent of
was
the
your scent of
day.
the day. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. Because now my question is coming: do you believe in signature scents, or are there something that you wear
I
more
do.
than others?
I believe in signature scents. I don't have one right now. Why? Because I had one for 10 years and I don't want to do that again.
What was? I have to know what the signature scent was that you had for 10 years.
It was Chanel Chan's Eau Tendre, which
Wow,
is the pink one. I was obsessed with that. And then it became YSL Lead for like a year or two. And then that's when I dived into niche and I didn't look back. I don't have a signature scent. But there were like two fragrances that I heavily rotated, like when I went out, and that would be Baccarat Rouge or Mojave Ghost. Those are my two favorite fragrances, and those are the first two niche purchases I made.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
So it was for 10 years. Did you wear it every day, like for
every
10 years?
day, everywhere, every place, every event, every occasion, work, going out to dinner, brunch, hanging out. That was it. That was all I knew. I loved it. I was obsessed, and yeah,
So everybody knew you by that.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Yeah.
nice. 6 months. Yep, Ubergant Amber de Abscissus is nice. We have the Fragrance Decant Boutique in the building. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome. I actually just ordered some things from the Decant Boutique, so glad to have you in the building as well. Decant Boutique, she has the decants and samples that you can get from her. Very, very nice. They are actually very good and have a good selection. So I guess I just gave a commercial for them. Um, they you got a FYI. I could
Uh,
add this woman is stunning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So he had a comment on the video recommending Solange. How do you say it? Soliel
Solange.
Solange. I don't want to be the butcher. I know there's other people that already
It's
do that.
okay.
So.
It's okay. It's okay. Someone argued me down because I pronounce sillage. Sometimes I say sillage. And yeah, they're both correct. I'm not French. Unfortunately, I'm not. So yeah, sillage is the American pronunciation. But if you want to talk with a French accent, then yeah, sillage is correct. Whatever. But
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Tomato, tomato, tomato. That, you know?
So one question: how has the fragrance community interacted with you on here? Has it been
It's
good?
been good. Yes, it's been good. Even like my favorite, I told you, I mentioned Sharita. She is like my favorite YouTuber. She has over 50K subscribers.
Hmm.
She's even subscribed to my channel, so that's good to see the people that I watch subscribing to my channel.
That is pretty
Y- y-
cool. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, and then I have a lot of people who are subscribed to them who also subscribe to me, and they constantly engage with me in the comments, and we talk about fragrances, and I love that. Yeah, so I didn't expect every to be received so well so quickly, you know? So yeah, I'm grateful.
Okay, we have a question of
Oh, that's the question
Negro.
we were talking about.
That is the question we were talking about. So it came up. I knew it was going to come
Oh,
up
here we go.
because I told you it was going to come up because that's a question that people ask. So, what fragrance do you like to smell on a man?
Okay, I'm gonna mention the ones that I have purchased as gifts for men. Okay. So the
Okay.
first one would be Bond Number 9 Shea Bond, which you mentioned to me. I
Yes.
purchased that as a gift for someone like probably 13, 14 years ago.
Nice. That is
Um,
a good one.
Louis Vuitton Meteor, purchased that for someone as a gift. I love that one. It's spicy, it's fresh. I think it's slept on from the Louis Vuitton collection.
I
But
have
it's one of my,
Meteor. I like that one a
it,
lot too. That was probably one of the
it's so
second ones
good.
I bought.
It's so good. Every
Yeah.
time like he would wear it, it grabs my attention, but I would never pinpoint that it was the same scent. And he would always say, I would always ask him like, "What are you wearing? You smell so good." And he would say, "It's the one that you bought for me from Louis Vuitton." It's like, how many times are you gonna? It's so good. I got Meteor on the way. Someone said that. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah,
What else do I
Meteor.
like for men? What else do I like for men? Oh, this one I pull this one. This one is from Lost in Translation. This is called Mason Mateen. No, the brand is Mason Mateen and the scent is Lost in Translation.
Wow.
This is
Okay.
a niche Italian house and it's affordable. And this one is fresh, it's spicy. I think it's unique. I like this one. I bought it for myself, but then I wore it like two times and I realized that it was masculine in leaning. But I think this will smell so good on a man. So yes, this one I do like on men. I don't really know what the basics smell like Dior Sauvage. I can't really pinpoint what that smell like. I know it's popular, but I don't know. But those are two that I do like on a man. So Meteor and Shea Bond, as we said before.
Okay. And so you wear some unisex, but I know you said if you think that something is too masculine leaning that you usually don't like that. So I was thinking
Yeah.
Hachavat was one that you were talking about where you
Yeah. I
said that
blind
that
bought
was
that.
yeah,
I blind bought that.
from the
I
hype.
blind
It's got a lot of hype. A lot of people like it.
So I actually luckily it was just a travel spray. It came in a duo. It came with 100 Silent Ways and Hachivat. And they say if you layer them together, they're good. But I no, I couldn't jive with Hachivat. I had to get rid of it. It does smell good, I think, for a man, but not for me personally. No.
Hachivat is
Another one,
excellent.
yeah, another one that I want to mention because someone previously mentioned the brand Regalian. It's a Turkish house, and they have a scent called Dem, which I see on Fragrantica people compare it to Imagination, but I love that one. It's like a fresh tea scent. I want it for myself, actually. But I had a sample of it and I gave it to a man because I liked it so much, but I like it for myself. I think that one is good. And also the tea fragrance from Nishane, Wulong
Wulan
Cha.
Cha. Wulan Cha.
X. I have the X version. I
Excellent.
should have pulled that one too. That one is so good. I love Wulong Cha.
I have the original. I don't have the X, but I do have Imagination. Imagination was my favorite pickup of last year.
Yeah.
I didn't get it
Yeah.
until last year, and I have Afternoon Swim and Meteor from
Mhm.
LV. But yeah, I think they do fresh
Fresh is
fragrances
so
so
good.
well. Yeah, they do.
Pacific Chill. I recently got a decan of Pacific Chill and I'm obsessed.
The
I
only
think it's so
thing
good.
I don't like about Pacific Chill is it doesn't. To me, it doesn't last that long for me.
For me, I actually wore it out this like in the daytime where I was running errands, and I smelled it for at least 4 hours on myself. Like as I was walking, the wind was blowing, and like I just smelled my trail following me, and I said, okay, I need a full bottle of this. It's so good.
Nice, nice.
Mhm.
Let's see, because I work out my questions.
Mhm.
Um, for you, do you like? I know you said you started buying niche when it came into the actual COVID starting, do you really have you kind of graduated to niche like that's your main thing, or do you still wear some designer and things like that?
I do, but sometimes it's like the higher end designer fragrances. I
Mhm.
do love, I'm always at Sephora. Like where I work, it's like a bunch of stores around the area, and Sephora is one of them. So I'm always in Sephora and Ulta smelling everything. So yeah, I do also still buy those designer scents, but typically the designer that I do gravitate towards now are more like on the higher end scale.
Okay. Yeah, I like Sephora better because Sephora really they don't have anybody that's accosting you when you get in there. You just kind of can spray by yourself. Sometimes they like come in and attack you, especially if you're in kind of a department store.
They don't do that at Sephora. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they
they
don't.
do that at, yeah, department stores, Macy's.
Macy's
Yeah.
is horrible.
It's my worst nightmare walking through the Macy's fragrance aisle. No, no, I can't do it.
That is true. Um, so I guess the thing I wanted to ask, and a lot of people say this, and I have it come up in my own time and journey in fragrances. Have you ever at first didn't like a fragrance, but then it grew on you and you came to love it?
Yes. Yes. So the first one that I hated at first sniff was from Casamarati Bouquet Ideal. It's a spicy vanilla. And a few months ago, like about 6 months ago, I would say, Baby Cat, it got so much hype. So I bought a decant and I said, no, absolutely not. But like their DNAs are the same. They're like spicy vanillas. And now that's something that's growing on me. And I love spicy vanilla. So I want a bottle of both. I'm not gonna
Nice.
get them now though, because the weather's warming up. But I do have a decant of Baby Cats. I bought a second decant. So
Baby
yeah, I
cat
love
is
it. So spicy vanillas are now my thing now.
spicy vanillas. I'm trying to think of what other
Ani.
spicy vanilla. Yeah, I have Ani X. So definitely anything by Cecile Zarokian. I'm usually
Mm,
all there.
yeah,
She has
yeah.
really nice ambers. With Ani is definitely a vanilla with the amber kind of base, but
Yeah, the same thing actually happened with Ani. I smelled it. It was available at Saks, and I smelled it in store, and no, it was like too gingery, too spicy. And the
mm,
associate said you have to wait for the dry down. And I said, if I'm gonna spend that much on a fragrance, I need it to smell good from beginning to end. So no, thank you. I went home and I ended up purchasing a decant just to give it a second test. And same thing, I sprayed it on myself and I said, this is way too spicy. And I meant to wash it off, but I forgot. So it dried down and was hit with something. And I was wondering, like, what is that? This smells is so good. And then I remembered that I sprayed Ani, but forgot to wash it off. And then I ordered a full bottle. And now I'm obsessed with that fragrance. I love it.
nice, nice.
Yeah.
Now they're talking about, and we're gonna get more into spring fragrance in a second. Amber
Day three.
Dominicano is day three. Have you tried anything from day three?
I haven't, but I've been seeing so much hype. And I know that they have like a tester pack with a few samples that I meant to purchase a few weeks ago. But honestly, I buy way too many samples and decants. I have to pace myself. So people are always saying, try this, try, and I'm gonna get to it all, but it's a lot.
You can't get through it. The
Yeah.
funny thing is, last year there was over 3,100 new fragrances released.
I feel like
So
this
it is
year
just so
already
much.
it's been like at least 100 already.
Right.
Every week it's something new.
All right, we got another question. What are your favorite notes? So I know spicy vanilla we just talked about, but
My
what other
favorite
kind of
notes,
notes? Yeah.
amber. Amber is one of my favorite notes. Iris. I like violet. I love ambroxan. I know a lot of people hate it. They're sensitive to it, but I like it. When it comes to fruits, I like mandarin. I love black currant, bergamot, strawberry if it smells like not synthetic, if it smells like natural.
And they don't
Yeah,
put a lot
those.
of strawberry in fragrances that
I feel
often.
like yeah, I feel like they do.
Okay.
Like recently at least. What else? Yeah, for the most part, yeah, those are my favorite notes. I also like fig.
Fig is nice as well. think it's nice as well.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the spring fragrances that you have.
Okay, okay. So much to talk about here. Where should we start?
Wherever you want to.
Okay, so you asked me about like, do I buy designer scents? I did bring one, and that one is Valentino Born in Roma Green Extravaganza. This is
Nice.
my favorite from the Born in Roma collection. I saw someone also mention their scent of the day was the Born in Roma scent. So this is tea with vanilla. It's not too sweet. It smells fresh. I think this is perfect for the springtime. I I love this one. I could wear this every day, but I don't like to wear the same scents every day. I change my fragrance every day. I don't want to be too attached to something like I was to Chanel Chance Eau Tendre.
Well, and then you have a channel. If you wore the same thing every day, that would kind of be a little boring. You're like, the fragrance of the day.
Yeah,
You
I
know
know.
it.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a
Um,
good one.
I will bring out. So I'm gonna bring out and introduce one that is new, but I really had liked it, but I've been waiting to try to get it for a discount because fragrances aren't cheap. But
Mm-hmm.
this one is by Unique Luxury and Mango Nip.
Mm-hmm.
This is a
Okay.
mango-based fragrance that has a good dose of citrus and mango in the beginning. Very nice fragrance. Definitely a nice fragrance for the spring and summertime. Uh,
I haven't tried
Finally,
anything from that brand, but
from Unique
I've
Luxury.
seen a lot. Yeah, I've been wanting to try.
Unique Luxury is a very nice brand. They have very good performance.
Mm-hmm.
So it is. I can't say that there aren't too many from there that I have not brought. I think I own at least 11 or 12
Oh
from.
wow.
So they
Mm-hmm.
have a lot of good ones. They don't have a whole lot of say spring and summer type. Most of theirs
Mm-hmm.
are more into the gourmand or into kind of like the ambers or the ouds. So they have a lot of heavier scents, but they last a whole lot.
Okay.
We got All World Fragrances. Welcome. And Goldie Smuggler says Green Extravaganza is really good.
Yeah, the Goldie knows.
Yeah. And we have my friend, Miss Teresa, coming box with Teresa. And she is another YouTube content creator.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you. Please hit the like button. So give us another one and tell us kind of like a backstory of why you bought it.
Okay. This one is Delina La Rose. So
Nice.
I wasn't a fan of the original. The
I bought
rhubarb in the
both the
original
original.
turns me off. That's a note that I hate, rhubarb. Once I smell that in a fragrance, I'm turned off. I like the exclusive, but this is the one that stuck out to me the most. And so this was the one that I purchased first. I actually have two bottles of this. This is the mini, but I have the full size too. This
Hmm.
is fresh. It's floral. It has that rose note, but it's not like a thick, jammy red rose. It smells like a soft pink rose. I love the watery touch to this. It adds this nice freshness, like it quenches my thirst. And then I believe this has lychee too. Don't quote me on that, but I think that it does. But I am getting a fruity touch from this. And this has great longevity for a freshie. This is my favorite from the entire Delina collection, followed by Delina exclusive.
Nice. I think both of them. I think the La Rose and the
What
original
are
one.
your thoughts on Lamar Kajal? I love Lamar Kajal. It's it's like it's that's like a sexy date night fragrance for me. And I think it's perfectly unisex. The pineapple in that is so realistic. It's so juicy. It smells like a very overripe, sweet, juicy pineapple with that nice amber base. I love it. I love that one. So yes, those are my
That's one of
thoughts.
my favorites. I didn't bring
Yes.
that one up because I put that in
That's not
several
really
videos.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That I wouldn't like maybe summer nighttime, but I don't that's not something I would like wear in the daytime or to work. I think it's sexy. I save that for the nighttime.
Yeah, the pineapple, the rose, and then the musk and the amber base. That's a really,
Yeah,
really sexy
yeah,
fragrance.
it's good. It's good.
That is definitely and that has gone around in our circles. That is one of the most hype fragrances that we have, and it
Mhm.
can be it can be worn in the spring and summer, like you said, but in high heat, it probably would be a little much. But
Yeah.
summer nights,
I
summer
would
days.
definitely wear, yeah, I would definitely wear on summer nights, but like it's not something that I would wear like on a casual setting or to work or anything like that.
Yeah, that Delina is because the La Rose is a lot lighter and airier than the
Yes.
normal Delina, so I do like that one as well. And
Hmm.
let me see. So I will talk about one that is from day three and one of my favorites. This is, if I can get in focus, Bonnie. This was actually the first one that I bought from day three, and it kind of has a tropical vibe. It has coconut, and um, it's got a good musky amber base as well. But this is
Okay.
a really nice warm weather fragrance, and I really recommend this one. This
That
is
sounds like something that I would wear.
Yeah. So Bonnie, what I did is it has mango, it has coconut. It is a tropical vibe. I think I had the full sample discovery set of
Hmm.
day three, and this was the first one that I bought from the house after doing the discovery set,
Okay.
which I did about a year ago. I think almost exactly a year ago. I did a live where I did a discovery set on day three, and Bonnie was like one of the first ones that caught my eye, especially because it was going into the spring and summer. I really liked La Tacita de Cafe, which is their
Okay.
coffee scent. So that was one that was really nice as well. But yeah, I recommend Bonnie. That's a nice one. Um, as a commercial break, what was the biggest challenge you faced as a fragrance reviewer on YouTube?
The biggest challenge? Um, okay. This is going to be funny. Okay, so I like to think of myself as someone who is in general respectful and nice. So the biggest challenge for me is like those negative comments, trying not to go back and forth with them. That's my biggest challenge because I'm someone, if someone is rude to me, they're gonna see another side of me. But like people think she's so sweet. Yeah, but I'm from Brooklyn, okay? Don't play with me. But yeah, so that's the biggest challenge for me, like combating like the negative comments or I find that some people, if you don't like something that they like, they'll get upset. And I think that's so childish. Some of my favorite fragrance reviewers like things that I hate, but I don't get upset at them for it. Fragrance is subjective. We all experience and smell them differently. I'm not going to argue with someone because they don't like what I like. But that's been the biggest challenge for me, the negative comments and trying to like void those out. So honestly, at first I would comment back. And if we're going back and forth, then that's what we're going to do. But now, like
Yeah.
I see a negative comment, I blocked, blocked. I'm not going to even like play around with people no more.
So do you get a whole lot of negative comments often?
I don't, but I got one like, oh, I got one about 2 weeks ago. The person was like, "Oh, I tried to watch your videos, but you kept touching your hair every 5 minutes and it was distracting. Try to fix that." In my defense, I've had my hair like this and it was like in my eyes, so I was just moving it. But like, why did you feel the need to say that? But I just blocked them. But before that, someone was upset that I didn't understand the reference of Baccarat Rouge smelling like a dental office. I don't get that. And
Mhm.
I go to the dentist regularly. I've never been offended by the smell of a dental office. So I just don't understand that reference. And someone got upset about that. And it was a back and forth. They told me they had a negative experience on my channel and they hope that future reviewers have a better experience. Girl, I've been having good experience with the people that are subscribed here. I have reviewers who come back and we talk all the time. So Yeah, every now and then it's a little someone, you can't please everyone. Not everyone is going to like you, and I understand that.
Yeah, and that's sometimes people do kind of take it personally, especially if you don't like their fragrance and things like that. Uh,
Hmm.
and luckily, I don't get a whole lot of that. I did more in the beginning, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny because I guess people know that you're new, that they'll scroll and see, how long you've been making videos. And so then they feel like, well, I have a right to tell this person something as
Hmm.
far as how to do things the correct way. But
Yeah.
as I've been longer and longer in, I've gotten less of that. I've gotten people. There was one person that basically said, "Get a lavalier."
What is that? What is that?
It's a microphone that
Oh,
attaches to, because the first videos I did, I didn't have a professional microphone or anything like that, and so it was a little tinny. It was a little
yeah.
go, but for the most part, most of the time, I just let it go and I say thank you for giving me, constructive
Yeah.
criticism, giving me feedback, and kind of let it go at that. There have been some that have gotten mad. There was this whole S boy thing, and I actually have S boy and gave my opinion on it.
Hmm.
And it was that was probably one of the reasons why I got started, because I
Yeah.
felt like some people were hyping it up and it wasn't as good as they said it was. And
Okay.
I had somebody who was trolling me because I said that I thought that S Boy was overrated, that it was overpriced. And they was, oh, what makes you such a expert and you've got the golden nose? And they kept going, who are you to try to
People take
tell?
it so personally. Like, we
Yeah,
don't smell things the same. We don't experience fragrances in the same way. Why are you taking it personal?
they just did. But it was funny because he was trying to say, who are you? And you're nobody. And I basically said, who are you? And then put his name behind it. And he actually had his own name in there. He had a
Yeah.
derivation of his name plus numbers after. He instantly changed his name, took down the comment, and then he just kind of left. Like, I couldn't even find the comment anymore. He deleted it. He deleted the comment once he realized that I wasn't going to be intimidated by his cyberbullying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, people do get a little overly
I
into
think,
this.
yeah, I think the thing is that people are more confident online to speak their thoughts. I feel like that doesn't happen in everyday reality.
That is true. A lot of times people have a lot more boldness to
Yeah.
kind of speak what their mind is. And once you get into actual face to face, then
Yeah.
they wouldn't say the same thing. But getting to it, have you tried Frederick Mull's music for a while?
No, I haven't. I was reading that comment, but the notes do sound good. But for me, patchouli is a note that I don't get along with. So I would have to test it. I would try it because it sounds good, the pineapple and all the other notes. But if the patchouli is dominant, that's not something that would work out for me.
Yeah. Then we have All Night Long, and they're talking about that in the chat. I Patchouli was something that took me a while to kind of
Mm.
get to a point where I really enjoyed patchouli. I think the first thing that I had as far as patchouli was concerned was psychedelic. And I
Okay.
had a tester for that for like so long. And every time I sprayed it, I was like, nah, can't get with it. And
Hmm.
I think maybe a year or two later, I just sprayed it and I bought a bottle. And then
Um,
I bought a second.
that hasn't been my experience with patchouli. Every fragrance that I buy with patchouli, I end up hating it and it ends up sitting. I don't use it. Like the first one I bought with patchouli was Bitter Peach from Tom Ford, which I loved and I still like it, but then I just started pulling away from it and I didn't really know what it was because at that time I didn't pay attention to fragrance notes.
You
And
just
then I
knew when
purchased,
you liked it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I purchased X for Women from Clive Christian, and then another one, Bomb Bomb Pop from the House of Oud, and they're all peach patchouli scents. And I recognize that they're all similar, and that peach patchouli combo, it's not for me. Ma'am, what's your top three fave brands for a man? I don't, I top three, Shea Bond from, is that what it's called? Shea
Bond
Bond?
number 9, Shea Bond.
Bond number nine, Shea Bond.
Okay.
Louis Vuitton Meteor. Number three. I don't have a three.
Okay. Well,
Wulong Cha. Wulong
Oolong
Cha.
Cha. Well,
Yeah.
here I will go into one that I know you like because
Mm.
I've actually seen it on your channel.
Yeah.
This is
Uh-huh.
one of my favorites. This is actually one of my son's favorites too. And
My
Musk
favorite too.
Therapy. There you go.
My favorite
Musk
too.
Therapy
Yeah.
is another one that I think is the musk is so kind of sensual and sexy in this one, along with the white musk and then the florals. This
Hmm.
one is definitely to me straight down the middle unisex, but this one is a great one that I think anybody can wear.
Yeah. And a lot of people complain about the longevity being poor, which I agree. It's not that great, but I think it
Really?
lasts for a substantial amount of time. I think when I wear it, I probably get about 4 hours before I refresh it. But every time I do wear this, I get compliments, without a doubt, every single time.
Wow, 4 hours. I always get compliments whenever I wear it, but and maybe it's the number of sprays. So how many sprays do you spray when you do your spray routine?
At minimum, 15 to 20.
15 to 20. Oh, you're in
Yeah.
the overspray category.
Yeah, because when I hop out the shower, I moisturize and I probably do about 10 sprays. And then before I walk out the door, like I'm doing another 10.
That is something that I don't think people talk about. And that's something on the low
Mm.
that if you spray and let it dry and then you spray over it again, that will really kind of do a layering and help to
Yeah.
make your fragrances last longer. I don't think
Mm.
people really know that. It's giving game, everybody, I'm
Hmm.
giving game. But
Hmm.
I do that a lot too. I also spray my clothes. But
Me
15
too.
to 20, that's good. I'm about
Yeah.
12 to 15. Now, my son, he's
Hmm.
30, 30, 20, 20 to 30. He he will choke you out. He will choke
I
you out.
try not to offend other people with my scents, so it depends on where I'm going. But something like Amouage Guidance, that's 3 sprays max.
Nice. Okay, because that's one that
Oh,
definitely will.
yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Christine, just to answer your question, the one with the plantain note is the new one, I believe. Trace Oros. I smelled it at Scent Explore in December. I have it, but I have not opened it yet. It will be my scent of the day soon, but he allowed me to smell it. And we are working to get Michael Paul and Day 3 on the channel. We just got to work out some mutual dates for us to come together and have a live. So that's definitely Trace Oils. Um, so I think we're on because I gave my therapy. We're on you.
Hmm.
Give one that you want to talk about.
This is Parfums de Marly Valaya. This one is fresh. It's slightly fruity. It has a lot of aldehydes, so you have to be someone who is into aldehydes. So when I say that, think of Chanel fragrances. A lot of people hate Chanel because of the aldehydes, but for me, this was love at first sniff. This was actually the first fragrance from the house of Parfums de Marly that I bought.
I
Like,
like Pico
delete,
Valderrama has aldehydes too. Have you ever smelled that one?
no, but I've
That
heard
one,
of it.
Jerjoff,
Who's
is
it
really
from?
nice.
Oh,
Jerjoff,
Xerjoff. Yeah, I haven't
yeah.
heard of that one. And this one lasts forever. It doesn't go away, even on your clothes. And a lot of people, this gets a lot of hate, but it also gets a lot of love. But every time I wear this, I get compliments all the time. Someone asks, what fragrances aren't you a fan of? Is that a question for you or me? I don't know.
I'll answer it too, but it's probably a question for you.
Oh, but before I answer that, I want to say that these two layered together is a great layering combo.
Wow, wow, wow. And that's Valleja and
Delina
Delina
La
La
Rose.
Rose.
Yes.
I think
Yes.
now I've been on watch videos on Melanie's lifestyle. Have you ever heard of her?
No.
She's a YouTube reviewer, and she likes those two as well, Delina and
Okay.
Valleja.
What fragrances aren't you a fan of? Okay, so there's one from Casamarati, the one in the burgundy bottle. Ah, it's a gourmand scent. The name isn't coming to mind right now. Let me look it up. I have my laptop. I absolutely hate that one. I almost vomited when I smelled that
Oh,
fragrance.
we got Tazo, the reviewer, in the building. He has
So
a
it's
channel
called
too.
Italica.
Italica.
Italica. Yeah,
Okay,
no. I don't like
that's
very
really kind
heavy
of syrupy
gourmand
sweet.
scents.
That one.
It was the combination of the almond. I don't really like almond in fragrances. I feel like it smells too lactonic. For me, that smells like old milk. Have you ever ate like a bowl of cereal? The leftover sweet milk in the bowl is warm, is sweet. It doesn't taste good anymore. That's what that fragrance smelled like to me. Yeah, I almost threw up when I smelled that. So that is one that I hate. I usually hate anything that has coffee or honey. So those are notes that I hate. So anything with those notes, I'm usually not a fan of.
So
Mm.
coffee and honey notes. Not a fan. So have
Hold
you ever
on, the
smelled
lights just
Naxos?
didn't. Give me one second.
Okay. Definitely welcome Tazo to the building. And let's see.
I'm back. Naxos. Have smelled Naxos and I wasn't drawn to it because of the honey.
Because of the honey.
But I didn't hate it. But it's not something that I would want to smell on someone or something that I would wear. Hey,
So
Tashera, you're
also,
heading to Miami for a weekend getaway. Which five fragrances are you taking with you?
I guess that means if you're heading to Miami for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
week.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'm taking. That's funny. I'm going to Miami in about 2 months on a weekend getaway. I'm
Oh
already
wow.
planning out the fragrances that I'm taking.
Mhm.
Number one, I'm taking Ellis Brooklyn Miami Nectar. It's like a coconut water with pineapple with
Mm,
like the Baccarat Rouge DNA in the base. I love that
okay.
one. I'm taking Simone Andrioli. Which one is it? Simone Andrioli Leisure in Paradise. I'm taking that one.
Okay.
I'm
Nice.
taking Goldfield and Banks Sunset Hour. I'm taking another 13 because why not? You can't go wrong with that. I think it's a sexy, fresh fragrance. And I'm also taking I love Creed Virgin Island Water. I'm taking that with me.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
So it's Fragcon's nosy neighbor, friend of mine. Um, so we talked about that. There was something else I saw, and I'm trying to find it again. But let's see. Let's go. I'll go to another one that I know we talked in the background that you said you love, and
Yeah.
that is City Rhythm Miami Tropical Confessions. So this one is another one, sort of like Bonnie, that has kind of a tropical vibe. I believe it also has some,
Hibiscus.
yeah, it's floral, so it does have a hibiscus. It's got coconut. I think, does it have white rum?
Yeah, I think it does. And I think it also
Yeah.
has lime. It kind of reminds me of Virgin Island water, but with that hibiscus floral note and the rum. Yeah, I
And the
like
only
it.
thing, I think this is a little heavier than Virgin Island water as far as
Yeah.
the base, but this one is an awesome fragrance. Another one, Duck 212, a YouTube. The frag community has really been welcoming to me, and he sent me some samples, and this was one of the
Oh,
samples, and that's how I got introduced to City Rhythm. They're a
okay.
really nice house, and I'm really trying to delve into more of City Rhythm for this year. But again, I guess there are a lot of fragrances. So as we talk about a lot of fragrances, are there any fragrances that you're looking forward to being released this year?
So recently, Initio just released a new fragrance. It's like a musk with pink pepper, and I believe it has violet too. I'm looking forward to smelling that one. I actually was supposed to go to a release party at a boutique in New York, but I just didn't have the time to go. But I'm interested in smelling that one. I think I'm going to love it, which might not be a good thing because that's going to be more money being spent.
Always.
Um, oh, also Creed Aqua Fiorenza. These are one of the fragrances that I grabbed to talk about. They're supposed to be releasing a newer version, an updated version of this one. So I'm looking forward to smelling that because this was my first Creed purchase. This was the first one I fell in love with. This is fresh, it's clean. I think it's perfect for spring. It has a bit of fruitiness, but the longevity is poor. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the newer version smells like because if it has better performance, I'll definitely be buying that one.
Yeah, that's one thing. Some of the creeds don't have the greatest performance, and
Yeah,
they're
that's
kind
what
of
I don't
expensive.
like about Creed either. And then they're so pricey.
They are really pricey.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest? Well, what are your goals for the channel? What are you
My
looking
goal.
to do on the channel?
Okay, I want to get to the point where I'm able to retire from my job, and this is my
Oh,
main stream of income. So by the end of the year, I'm hoping to have, I would love to have at least 10K subscribers by the end of the year, but I don't know, maybe I'm reaching with that. So my goal is 5K subscribers by the end of the year, securing deals with brands, being gifted fragrances and PR, so I don't have to keep spending my money.
everybody wants that. The
That's the goal.
fragrances are expensive. Yeah,
To continue building this community and also to be able to travel. Like I hope to go to Essence in Milan one day, you know, things like that.
that's cool. So yeah,
Yeah.
to get to a point where you're full time in it, that's a notable goal. But
Yeah.
if you've grown that far, you set your goals and you
Yeah.
go forward. How many videos do you kind of release a week or a month?
Two,
You release
two,
videos a
two a
week?
week. So that will be eight a month. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's a good to be able to do that consistently. So probably a little early to ask about burnout because you've
Mm-hmm.
been
Mm-hmm.
doing it since January.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any times where you felt like it was more of a chore than it was, say, a love?
Not yet. No. I
Okay.
really love fragrances. I'm so passionate about it. When I go shopping for fragrances, oftentimes I know more about the fragrances than the associates. So they can't really sell me anything because I already know what I'm talking about. Like even Tashera influenced me to get Mustard and I love it. Hey Koi. That's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Hey Koi. Yeah, so recently when I went to Nordstrom to buy a fragrance, they had a 15% off sale about 2 weeks ago.
Mhm.
And the fragrance associate, she actually was like, Do you study these things?" Like as I was talking about like, I smell the fragrance and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm getting peach and leather, but it's not like full on leather, it's suede." And she's like, "Mm, do you study these things?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like, I've just smelled so many fragrances, I can pinpoint certain things." And then it got to a point where she was just like, "Okay, I don't think I can help you, so you just let me know what you want when you're ready to check out." And I said, "Okay."
Yeah,
Like,
I've had that happen myself. I was
yeah.
in Bloomingdale's and
Mhm,
was looking over, and someone came from the Creed stand, and she had a nondescript bottle. It was before Absolute Aventus came out, and she was
mhm,
like, "Can I just spray this on you? I know you'll love it." And I said, "How you know I love it if I don't even know what it is?" She was like,
yeah,
I know you'll love it. I know you." So she sprays it, and I bring it to my nose. I was like, "Oh, this must be Absolute Aventus." She was, "How do you know what it is?" I said, "Because it smells like Aventus without
yeah,
the smokiness, without the birch, and it kind of less more of a grapefruit instead of a pineapple type smell." And she basically said, "Okay," but she felt like her balloon was popped. Like
yeah.
she was
Well, the thing, some of the people who work in those departments, they're not really into fragrances. They just work there.
Right.
And yeah, so they don't really know much because I've had that experience when shopping for fragrances. Like the associate told me, honestly, I'm sick of smelling perfumes. When I get home, I don't want to smell anything at all. It's like I just work here because I'm friends with the manager, you know? So
Right.
sometimes it is like that, but I don't know, for me, it's fun. I love talking about fragrances. I can talk about it all day. I'm usually like, I'm a quiet person, honestly. But when I start talking about fragrances, I can't shut up.
Good. So this one, I guess, if this is a question, but I guess this is saying top three fragrances I appreciate on my misses. Then he's I don't even know how.
I think they're trying to say less Sables, which is from
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
I think
Less
so.
Sables.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And someone
Yeah.
also said music for a while isn't patchouli dominant, so
Right. They're saying you
I'll
came
test
in
it
like
out. I'll test it out. Yeah.
that. Okay.
I
Here's
don't
another
own any
question.
fragrant malts.
Oh, uh, but I think we
These
already went
questions.
to demand. But we
I
could go
told
with it.
you these are
Yeah.
the questions that they're always the best fragrance I've smelled on a man. I don't think I've ever like walked by a man and like my neck turned to say, "Hey, what is that?"
Okay.
Like the best fragrances okay, so there's one from Creed that I like, Irish Tweed. Is that what it's called?
Green Irish
Irish
Street.
Tweed? Green Irish Tweed, something like that. I love that one. And also,
You would, because if you like Shea Bond, you have to like Green Irish Tweed.
I love
Shea
Shea
Bond
Bond.
is,
Yeah.
to me, Green Irish Tweed came out in the 1980s. It's been out for a while. I think 1982.
Oh,
Shea Bond
yeah.
to me is a modern version of Green Irish Tweed.
Oh, okay. So
But
maybe that's why I like them both. And then, as
yeah,
I mentioned before, Meteor from Louis Vuitton. I love smelling that one on a man. So those are the three. Tashera, do you have any layering combo? Yes. I just mentioned one.
but you mentioned one
If
that was
Yeah, I
definitely
mentioned this one. This is another 13 and Delina La Rose. Also, Delina La Rose with another 13. I think another 13 layers with almost everything. Another layering combo that I can think of right now. Mm, like nothing is coming to the top of my mind.
this was he actually answered in another chat the three.
Yeah, less Sables Roses from LV, Thamine Peregrina, and Aventus for her. I have Thamine Peregrina. I like it, but it's a bit too mature for me, so I don't really wear it. But I love smelling it from the cap. And Aventus for her, that wasn't one that I loved. I actually had bought a bottle of that, and I wore it a few times, and it just wasn't for me. I could only wear it layered. For me, it was too sharp and tart. I think that one had no, that one has like a grapefruit note. I don't like grapefruit and fragrances. I like citruses, but not grapefruit. It's very tangy. So that one I would layer it with Lyra from Cosmoratti, and I only liked it when I layered it with that. I had to layer it with something like that was vanilla dominant to sweeten it up. Have you ever heard of Veronica by La Pointe G? I love that one. That one reminds me of Glossier You, but it's better. But the longevity is poor, and I find that with most of Veronica by fragrances. But I actually did purchase a Veronica by today. The newest one, it's a fig scent.
Yeah, Soulful Sensei, welcome, sir. I will bring another one that is one of my favorites. This is Amouage Reflection Man.
Hmm.
Now, I will say that this one is fresh and clean and it has spiciness to it. I didn't, and my son always talks about it. And I will say, always put it on skin. Always put your fragrances on skin and not just spray them. Because when I sprayed it, as far as on the paper, all I got was kind of like a shower gel. But then
Mm.
when I sprayed it on skin, then it opened up and it became so much more complex, so much more depth. And this one is a phenomenal fragrance. I have Reflection and Reflection 45. That one is a great one as well. And Reflection 45 is a little denser. It adds some more. I think it adds lavender and it adds some other things to make it denser and more of a summertime night fragrance as opposed to summertime day. But Reflection Man is a good one that you can wear any time of the year. Good signature scent.
Okay. So I'm gonna talk about this one. This one is one of my favorites. This one is Tilia from Marc Antoine Barra. I feel like I talk about this one a lot on my channel. This is unique, but it's fresh at the same time. This one is created by Quentin Beige, my favorite perfumer. Anything he touches turns to gold, in my opinion.
We were
But
just talking about Quentin Beast. Yeah, he's a great nosy fragrance
yeah,
nose. Nave and I were talking about Quentin Beast.
yeah, something in here to me smells like grape, but it doesn't have any fruits listed as notes. It has yellow florals. It's slightly woody. I think this is gorgeous, and every time I wear this, I get compliments, but it's so strong. I oversprayed it the last time I wore it, and I choked myself out. So this is one that I don't go heavy on the trigger with, but I think this is perfect for, I think this could be a signature scent. I think it's great for the spring, but I think it's great for all year round. And I think it's even great as a date night scent as well. I think it's like the perfect all occasion scent.
Yeah, I must be back. Yeah, my son, he dropped his bottle.
Oh, that would hurt my heart too. That would hurt my heart too.
It did, and he hasn't gotten another one yet, but he's waiting.
Um,
He's waiting now.
I'm sure like wherever he dropped it smells really good though.
It does.
Like the
It
scent is
does.
probably still lingering. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna do another one soon for the spring.
Okay, so I have to because people know me by this one right here. This is
Dewan.
Dewan, yeah, by Arabian Oud. This is my signature scent. This is the one that I wear the most, and I like this one better than Musk Therapy. This has a good musk and it has a cashmere oud. It also has apple and it has a nice citrus base. Man, this is a really, really nice fragrance. The one cardamom. So there are notes that I really like. Cardamom is in the top note of this one, and for some reason, cardamom makes it a lot more aromatic. And this one is, I would say, this is kind of like a modern fougere as well. To me, it gives you kind of that fougere vibe, but it is definitely my favorite fresh fragrance. And so
Okay.
everybody knows me by this one. I feel like I put it on the map because I've been talking about it for about 2 years now, and it was before anybody really talked about it. But
I love cardamom. That's one of my favorite fragrance notes too.
nice, yeah, and anyone fragrance that has cardamom in it, more than likely, I will end up loving it. More than likely. We got the bishop in the house, Jared Bishop Miller. What is going on, sir? Uh, let's see. We're coming down to it. Talk about another one that you want to bring up.
Another one, I talk about this one on my channel a lot. This is Dama Bianca from Casamarati. This is my favorite one from the Casamarati line. This is a citrus vanilla. I feel like it's sexy. It smells whimsical. I feel like this can be a signature scent. I think that it gives princess vibes. It smells regal. I picture like Princess Diana wearing this scent. Like if she was alive, I feel like this would be something that would be her signature scent. I love this one. It was a blind buy. It was
Okay.
love at first sniff, and this is the small bottle, but when I'm done, I'm gonna get a bigger bottle.
So blind buying, what brings you to blind buying? Is it the notes?
The
How do you
notes.
get to the point
Okay,
of blind
so when I started out my fragrance journey, it was a lot of blind buying because I would just like be watching a lot of YouTube reviews and seeing like constantly hyped up fragrances, and I would buy them, but then I started to study notes more. And after I learned what notes I like, that's when I took a pause on blind buying full bottles, and I would like now I blind buy decants. I purchased a lot of decants, and that's how decide whether I want a full bottle now. If it's not available in store, if I can go into a store and smell the fragrance, then all the better. But sometimes I like to avoid human contact. I, I don't like feeling pressure to buy something, you know? Because sometimes it happens, it's happened to me a lot. I'll walk into a store, I'll smell something, and I'll say, this smells good. And I'm pressured into buying it, and I take it home, and then I don't love it anymore. What I was getting in the store, I'm not getting outside of the store. And I want to avoid that going forward. So I don't let anyone pressure me into buying anything anymore. And I focus on getting decants now. Lyra from Zerjoff. It's not my favorites. That's from the Casamarati line. I briefly spoke about that. I said I layer it with Ventus for her. I like that layering combo, but I can't wear Lyra on its own at
Okay.
all. For me, it's too gourmand. But I think it's a great gourmand if you're a gourmand lover. But for me, no. I do own it, but I don't gravitate towards it.
Okay. I'm going to get your thoughts on one more. This one is Percival by Parfums de Marly. What do you think of Percival?
I've never smelled it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't, when I go fragrance shopping, I'm not trying to smell men's fragrances.
This is
If
definitely a
if a,
male
if a man
fragrance.
is coming along and he's spending the money, then okay, we can smell everything. But I'm going fragrance shopping alone. I'm spending my own money. I'm going to like smell more feminine leaning scents.
Percival
I
is
haven't
definitely
smelled
a
that. I
man's.
think the only one I've smelled from the men's line is Altair, and it wasn't a love. I like it, but I wasn't in love. But I know a lot of women love that scent too, and that's the only reason why I smelled it, because a lot of women were reviewing the scent and talking about how great it was. So I went to try it myself, but I didn't love it. I like it, but not enough to buy a full bottle.
God. Well, and some people, Miss Teresa
Lyra
said
doesn't
it
last
doesn't last
long.
long.
I actually wore that like 2 nights ago, Lyra. I layered it with I like to layer Lyra also with Baby Cat.
Okay.
It smells so good with Baby Cat.
Nice. Um, that I guess that's kind of all the questions that I had, and we've gone through. Is there any other fragrances you wanted to introduce to anybody?
Yeah, I think this one is unisex, so I'm gonna talk about this one. This is the new pickup. This is Blue Talisman from
Talisman.
Ex Nihilo. Yeah, I love this one.
That
I
one.
actually
That's
bought
nice.
Spiky Muse at first. Spiky Muse is the newest release, but I realized that I already had something that smelled like it, so I went back and I exchanged it for this. And this one is fresh, slightly citrusy, but it has a ginger note, which adds this nice hint of spice. And yeah, I wore this a few days ago as my scent of the day, and I smelled it the entire day. So it has good longevity. This is very good for the spring. The new initiative to share, yeah, Power of Self. That's the one that I was talking about.
Yeah. Now, Blue Talisman last summer was really, really hyped. It was hard to get. It was sold out everywhere.
It was,
But
and it actually sold out at Nordstrom after I purchased it because I went online and I saw that it was now sold out. Have you tried Florna Cartique? That is my favorite from Ex Nihilo. I have the Extrait, and I actually wore that one like 2 days ago as my scent of the day. Yeah, that's my favorite one. It's very similar to Valaya. I feel like Valaya is Florna Cartique with a lot of aldehydes.
nice, nice. So, do you buy mainly, say, at retail stores, or do you buy any from like discount websites or
If I
anything like
go,
that?
I do. When I buy at retail stores, it's because they're having a promotion. I'm not walking into a retail store and paying full price or anything. Absolutely not. Um, I do buy from So Avant-Garde a lot because they have a lot of promotions.
Okay.
I've purchased from Fragrance by Canada like once. They had a good deal on Blonde Amber from Clive Christian.
I that's where I think I got Blonde Amber from.
Yeah. Sense Angel, I don't know if you know about that site.
Mm-hmm.
Max Aroma. Yeah, they're like sister sites. Yeah, those are the discounter sites I usually shop from. I purchased from Fragrance. No, Joma shop once.
Oh,
Friends don't let
that's
friends
my
buy
saying.
retail.
Yeah, that's my saying. I say
Yeah.
friends don't let friends pay retail.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Yeah. Now I know I've probably bought from every discount website that is
Oh
available.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
My first
Amazon,
niche purchases were actually retail, full price retail because I didn't know any better. Yeah.
yeah, I think my son he bought a lot of retail, but I always do my research and I tried not to because again, that's why my motto is friends don't let friends pay retail. It is just it's a it's a sin. I think it's up there
Yeah,
with
it
like the
is.
11th commandment or something like that.
I don't pay retail for anything because I work in the wholesale fashion side of the business. And once I got into that industry, I learned that like the cost that they pay to manufacture a lot of these goods and clothing, like they're marking it up like 10 times. So once I learned that, I stopped paying retail for everything, unless it's something that I can't get at a discount.
Yeah. Now we kind of answered this question, but yeah, under five is not happening. Doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
yeah,
anywhere.
no,
It's gotta
no, I don't.
gotta be a
You
nuclear.
might as well not wear anything at all if you're just gonna do under five. If you just do one, two, three, like, don't even waste your time. It's useless. I think you have to do minimum. If you don't want to go too crazy, at minimum, you have to do 10 sprays.
There you go. You were part of Team Overspray.
Yes, I am. Team overspray.
Yeah, I do at least. It all depends on what it is. Now, Unique Luxury Katai, four, four sprays, and
Yeah,
it
that's
will
how I
light
feel.
up
Mhm.
a room. It will light up a room.
That's how I feel about Amouage guidance. Whenever I sprayed, I only do two or three. And wear it to work, and my coworker would say, "Are you wearing guidance?" And I was like, even if I just wear the body lotion, because sometimes I just wear the body lotion and it has the same effect. She always can call it out when I'm wearing that fragrance. Depends on what you're spraying. Yeah.
It does. It does. I'm trying to think of other things that I will not spray over five. But for the most part, everything I'm spraying over five, except for maybe red tobacco. I'm spraying under five. That's another one that's
Is that
pretty.
Mancera?
Yeah, Mancera's red tobacco. Uh, what other ones that are really Oud Satin Mood? I
Oh
can't
yeah.
get
I'm
that.
not I'm not really a fan. I like it. I can appreciate it, but ah,
I'm not so
yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Oud Satin Mood either. So many people like it, but there are fragrances that people love that I'm not the greatest fan of. People say
Yeah.
you not like Oud Satin Mood. I don't I don't hate it,
It's
but it's
too
not,
thick for
it
me.
wouldn't be
It
something
just
that I would
smells heavy.
pick up every day. Even Rosendo Mateo, number five. I am not a big
Mm.
fan of that one. I have it, but
Yeah, me too. I feel the same way. I
opening
have it, but I don't know. I don't gravitate towards it.
the opening smells like burnt rubber. And if
Mm,
you can get past the opening, um, it's good. But yeah, I can't do it. So yeah, Sense Angel is pretty good. I mean, if you want to get one, Olfactory Factory is a very good discount site, and they have great prices and great service. Vember
I,
Fragrances is another good discount site that has great prices and great. They a while ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I did one on where to go for like discounts. Maybe I need to update that because I found so many more that are coming on, and discounts may be the way to go if we keep having
yeah.
all these tariffs that come in.
But Sense Angel, I want to say that when I think the site is fairly new. When I first discovered it, I felt like their prices were better. I think they still have good prices for decants and they're good for decants, but full bottles, they're full price now. But when I first started purchasing from them, their full bottles were like discounted. They don't really discount now that they're more popular now.
Yeah,
Same
Megamare.
with Maxima. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You have to wait and get the right sale for them.
Yeah.
Megamare is another one that is nuclear. I have that. That's two sprays. I don't.
Who
You
makes
take it
that?
and
I
get
never
up
heard
to five.
of that
Ordo
one.
Parisi.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that brand.
Yeah, it's a good spring summer scent as well. It has cologne. It's got some C notes and things in that, and but it's really strong. But it's nice. It has a really nice dry down. You just gotta that opening will be kind of suffocating, but if you let it dry down, it's a great one. Black Prestigium from Mancera. I have that one. That's another nuclear one too. But yeah, let's see. Discount codes. Nice. Well, I really ran out of questions, and usually when I run out of
Yeah.
questions, that's where we go.
Okay.
What else do you want to say? I was a pleasure. I definitely will say that it was a pleasure to be able to introduce you to the group, talk about spring fragrances. Um, Not as much about what you smelled and like on a man, but we did get to talk about some of the fragrances that you like as far as spring fragrances for women. And we've had a few women that were in the chat, so it's good to
Yeah.
do that. From kind of, I really like to bring the fragrance community together, and
Hmm.
especially a lot of times it seems like the men are on one side and women on the other side, and I
Yeah.
think there's a happy
I don't
neutral.
think it's divisive. I think that's just because like most women we want to smell feminine, so we gravitate towards the women influencers. And then men you want to smell masculine, so you gravitate towards the males. So that's just what it was for me, you know? I but there are some men I'll watch their reviews, but they review all scents. They don't just review like the perfume guy, he's one of my favorites. He talks about
Yeah,
everything,
he
you know?
does.
Yeah, he talks about everything. I really like Sebastian. So like he was one of the probably the only males I was following. No, I followed two other. I the names aren't coming to mind right now though. But he sticks out to me the most. But now I'm subscribed to your channel. Yeah, I watch your content too. And there's
And I gotta
another
do
one.
more kind of like female leaning fragrances. I do some unisex, a lot of unisex, and some that are floral and things like that. But I guess I have 3% female subscriber base.
Okay, yeah. I
But
don't have a large I don't know. I don't know how many, but I do get a lot of comments from men from time to time. So asking about men's fragrances. And
mhm.
sometimes I want to say, hey, I can refer you to the fragrance connoisseurs. You know, he can help you with that.
Definitely,
But I
definitely.
don't say that. I don't say that.
I was there when they say, "Hey, when are you going to do your top 10 women's?" I say, "Look, I got somebody to share. She'll hook you up."
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. We're gonna have to do some, like I do some panel discussions and things like that, where we talk about different
Okay.
things.
Yeah, I saw you did that like previously. It was a few weeks ago. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. I've
Hmm.
done some on clones. I've done some on originals. I did the last week. I talked about um, just being a fragrance addict, which I
Hmm.
am. And
I
I
am
well, no,
too.
I won't admit it, because if I admit it, then I say I need help. But I am a very avid collector of fragrances,
How
to the
often do you
point that
purchase?
people will see
Hmm.
my collection and wonder if I have an issue.
How often do you purchase?
How often do I purchase?
I have questions for you now. I'm interviewing you.
Okay, okay. Um, every month. I don't purchase every week, but I do purchase every month. And yeah, I guess that's all I can say about that. Otherwise, I will indict myself. My wife watches every one of my videos,
Um,
and but she knows, she sees the boxes. But sometimes
okay.
I mix them in with Amazon boxes to kind of sneak them in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have 400 fragrances. So
Uh,
400. Yeah.
I have a little about it's over 100
Okay. So
with it, and that increased from it went from in the past 2 years, it went from about 25 to 100. great. Peace, great live. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, any other questions? I'm here to answer.
Um, what do you like to smell on a woman? You know, all the men keep asking, what do I like to smell on men? What do you like to smell on a woman?
What do I like to smell on a woman? So,
What do you like your wife to wear?
I've bought her Delina, so I
Okay, the
do
original.
like that, the original. I do like
Mm,
the Rose, La Rose, that I do need to get that in probably pretty soon. Uh, there's some Argos fragrances. If you ever heard of Argos,
I have heard of them, but I haven't tried it because it's not one that's easily accessible.
yeah, there's Birth of Venus, there's Deny, Adonis Awakens. So those are some nice fragrances from Argos. She's not as into fragrances as I am, so
Mm,
we've just started kind of breaking her into niche fragrances, trying to
okay.
get her more in line with where I am.
Yeah.
So those are some of so if I go to and I say some of the things that I like to smell on women, floral, rose. I like rose. Just I have more. Well, I have a lot of fragrances, period. But I have a lot of rose fragrances, and rose is a very interesting note that I really like. Of course,
I
I like.
think you should try for her Thameen Peregrina, which someone mentioned that they like to smell on there. It's like I would say it reminds me kind of like Oud Satin Moon without the oud. It's rose, it's caramel, it's sweet, it has musk. I think it's a really nice fragrance. I
Yeah,
think you
I have a
should.
discovery set at the mean, and I did like that one. So
Okay.
I guess I need to get that for her. That would be good.
And
Uh,
Patiala, those two from Thameen are really good. Bond
nice.
number nine, I love Medicine
Madison.
Ave.
Yeah.
That's going to be my next Bond number nine purchase. I love that one.
Novice Nose made it in the building. We got Boxing Sense, Delina Exclusive, and Tribeca on a woman. Tribeca
Yes
is
and yes.
interesting. Yeah, that's a nice one as far as a nice unisex fragrance.
That's
Delina
my favorite
Exclusive I
Bond.
do like
Yeah.
as well too
Yeah.
because it basically makes it a little darker and richer than the original.
Yeah. Yeah.
Delina is slept on.
Thameen is slept on. Yeah. The brand, the house. But I do love it. Blue Heart is another one that I love from Thameen.
Vanilla
Someone
Oud
mentioned
6 months.
someone mentioned Verta's Vanilla Oud to me. I think I have to try that one.
That one is a nice one. I actually looking at it right now. Um, it it mine needed to macerate and mature.
Okay.
So when I
Okay.
first bought it, the juice was really almost clear, and
Oh,
after about 6 months, it became a nice amber color, and it was a lot more pleasant and palatable. So I really like it a lot. That was one where when I first got it, I was like, it's okay. But after it matured, it got really nice. It's got really nice.
he
So we
missed
just
it.
talked
He
about
missed it
two
already.
talisman, yeah.
Junior
And
Boo, you late. You late to the chat. You late to the party. We talked about
and
that
she
already.
loved it. She didn't think that was mid. I like it. I like it as well. I haven't gotten a full bottle yet, but yeah, that's one that is hard to stay on discounters. So I don't.
Yeah, actually I paid full price for mines
Wow,
by
to
accident.
really
By
like it.
accident. Yeah, no, that it was by accident.
Okay.
I told you I purchased Spiky Muse originally and I had got
Mhm.
15% off my purchase. When I went
Okay.
to exchange, she didn't like price match, even though they were at the same price. But I didn't catch on until I left. So she charged me full price for this one. So,
Um,
Junior, I'll answer the question again. I love Blue Talisman. I recently picked it up. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and it's good. It has great longevity. It's fresh. It's spicy. Someone actually asked me if it smells like Valaya. They said it reminded them of Valaya, and I don't get Valaya at all from this fragrance. They do have similar notes, but I think this goes in a different direction. I don't think Valaya is unisex. I think that's strictly for women. It's very feminine. But Blue Talisman, I think can be worn by both genders, and I think it's a perfect scent for the spring, summer, or even as a signature scent.
Nice. Yes, ma'am. Well, I really do appreciate you coming on. I had a great time. We definitely will make sure we get you back on a panel when we're doing something else.
Okay.
Otherwise, I will put you backstage and I will talk to you in just 1 second.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys, we're
Thank you
going
for
to get
having me, and thank
started.
you, everyone.
Definitely. All right, guys, we appreciate it.
Walking in the room, aroma carries like a breeze. Guitar strumming smooth, got the keys, got the steez. Lady catch a whiff, turning heads in the night. Eyes lock, shy smile, know she feeling that delight. Cologne hit the air, chemistry so rare. Ladies clutching pearls, catching my snare. Fern and cedar whispers, secrets in a bottle. She follow every step like a model, full throttle. Sip my bourbon slow, keys caressing souls. Guitar strings vibing, rhythm taking control. Whispers in the lounge, my scent sets the mood. Gleam in her eye suggests she understood. Cologne hit the air, chemistry so rare. Ladies clutching pearls, catching my snare. Fern and cedar whispers, secrets in a bottle. She follow every step like a model, full throttle. Evening getting late, scent lingering behind. Mesmerized expression, she lost in her mind. Jazz melodies humming like a lover's soft touch. One spritz got her starstruck, wanting so much. Keyboard keeping mellow, hips swaying on beats. Her gaze steady, drawn close by the heat. Words a necessary, fragrance doing my talking. Seduction aura strong, got us both walking.